Yeah, I've got time.
Welcome to another transmission aboard the Morningstar Rejects. I'm your host, Lantern Nick, and this is the 20-Minute Gamer channel. With the Darktide beta coming to a close, I wanted to dig into some veteran content, specifically the ranged weaponry of the veteran sharpshooter class. Now, the weapons that I'm going to be discussing are not necessarily singular just to the veteran. Many of these weapons are spread across all four of the classes, but as veteran is my highest class currently, I have a greater opportunity to showcase some of the near end game and end game style weapons that you'll be seeing. It's going to be sort of a amuse-bouche, if you will, for what you can expect. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more dedicated Darktide content. And if you've yet to buy the game, once again, I do have a link in the description for you. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Can you feel it? Let's get into it. All right, coming up first is the las guns. Now, this category encompasses a broad bunch of rifles, from starters to even some near-end game rifles. Starting out, you have the las gun full stock. This puppy is freshly available to your veteran at the start. The las gun has its ups and downs, but if you're looking for a piece that's going to do the job in any field, then this is the gun for you. It's a jack of all trades. Las gun comes with a decent punch and pretty good stability, okay? You're going to be able to pop off rounds one after another, and your sight picture isn't really going to change much. The las gun excels at crowd control due to its large mag and can also chew away at elites if you're quick with a mouse click. I will also say that once you have volley fire engaged with the las gun going into those crowd control situations, you will tear through poxwalkers as they're coming towards you. Remember, guys, use those fatal funnels. Now, there's a carbine version as well. This one is less favorited by myself. The carbine category seems to fire a little bit more quickly, but in my opinion, it offers a greater degree of instability. Things are a little bit more bucky with the carbine version. Outside of that, there's really no difference between that and the full stock las gun. All right, third on this las gun category is the Hellbore. This seems to not really be anyone's favorite, and this is not meant to discourage you from using it at all. Believe me, every gun in this list has its place, and every person, depending on your capabilities, is going to find a different love and appreciation for each one of the weapons that's listed here. Its charge up option is great if you're leading the pack. As the veteran, you should be able to charge a few shots and drop elites with ease, but there's few weapons on this list that seem to work against volley fire. This feels like one of them. The way volley fire operates and the amount of time you have in volley fire, you're probably only going to get 1 or 2 shots of the charged up option. The charged shot does offer a hell of a hit at the cost of 9 to 10 ammo. However, its iron sights definitely leave something to be desired in regards to sight picture. Now, coming up last in this category, but certainly not least, this weapon is the Recon las gun. Unlocked around level 18, controversy surrounds this piece. I'm going to go ahead and give you my opinion and let you decide. Bullpup design, rapid fire lasers, negligible recoil. Sounds like a fucking win to me. This weapon does a great job of offering some accuracy, stability, and ability to put rounds down range. Unfortunately, at the sacrifice of overall damage and punch. Crowd control is a non-factor with this weapon. Hit volley fire, vanguard the door, and you rip through hordes. The largest downfall of this weapon is that it takes nearly a whole magazine to rip through some of the tougher elites, leaving you on reloads after cleanup. All right, everybody, this next category is our auto guns category. These are the ballistic brothers to the energy-based las guns. The first one we're going to be jumping into today is the Agrippina auto gun. I'm having a hard time pronouncing that. Agrippina This is the weapon that started it all, okay? All the clips and videos of a ballistics rifle ripping into hordes, well, this was that weapon. This was the ballistics autogun sourced to the zealots during those videos and during the betas. The fans fell in love with this autogun for a few reasons and for good reasons. This thing absolutely rips on full auto. Getting rushed, need an escape? Well, forge a path with this puppy, get your team to peel out. Get to safety. This thing does it all, but at a little bit of a cost. The autogun did get a pass during the early access beta for good measure. They increased the damage and stability a little bit. Nonetheless, this thing still bucks like a stallion with a rope tied around his nuts. Beware short, controlled bursts. Corporal Hicks said it best. Alright, so the next piece coming in the autoguns is the Vrax Headhunter, but it's the Mark III. There are 2 Vrax on this list. This is the Mark III. This piece is for the more conservative shooter. Are you looking for some punch? It's got it. Looking to be able to rattle off a mag under stress, but also want the option to take precise shots? Done. The Vrax Mark III shoots on burst mode and only burst mode. Each trigger rips 3 rounds into the vile foes of the Emperor. Down the sights, the weapon burst mode continues, but offers some outlandish recoil compensation by servicing the user with only the burst mode. I think if this particular rifle wasn't on burst, you'd be all over the page. Alright, this next one is one of my favorites, the Vrax Headhunter autogun. This one unlocked for me around level 11. If I had a weapon in this game that carried tremendous weight and value, it would be this autogun. This piece carried me through at least 6 levels without fail, and I keep going back to it. With only a 19-round mag, you are left reloading quite a bit. This is true. However, this weapon's largest selling point is its functionality. Limited recoil and a good, punchy weapon. Crowd control is easy with upper torso shots, headshots. Volley fire also offers a great handshake against elites as well. The reload time isn't too shabby. It's just a great all-around piece that I plan on keeping in my collection and upgrading for quite some time. Alright, this next and last piece is one of my favorites, okay? The Columnus Autogun. This was my first unlock at Sire Melk. I had enough Ordos to do a random ranged weapon unlock, and this is what I was rewarded with, alright? I picked this piece up around my level 14. I've seen them pretty commonly as well in the store. Largest selling point on this piece is the stability. Looking at other autoguns, they all have a really unwieldy vertical recoil. This recoil is more horizontal, but it's not that bucky at all. I think the most important thing to consider with all the autoguns is control. Take it to the Psychanium and pump off a few rounds. Find that sweet spot with each of them. For me, I find that I can rip off about 6 to 10 rounds in a volley with this one before needing to release that trigger and get that sight picture back. Columnus Autogun, this thing's one of my favorite pieces in the entire game. Alright, this little category is what I'm calling specialty weapons. Listen, there's like 3 different autoguns, 5 different las guns as we've discussed. These specialty pieces are purely one-shots. They're the only weapon in their category. Doesn't make them any less unique though. Let's go ahead and dig in. The first piece on this list is the revolver. Yes, there's a revolver in the game. It's honestly not that bad. If you're looking to get in a few more hits with your blade, the revolver is a great companion to that. From the hip or down the iron sights, this thing packs a hell of a punch. Limited by its 5-round capacity and small ammo reserve, you will find yourself hoarding ammo tins as they come available and reloading excessively. Firing from the hip does impact your sight picture. My recommendation is, if you have the opportunity, always use your secondary fire mode. Right-click that sucker and get a good sight picture. You have much more control from that secondary fire mode. The shotgun is coming in number 2 in this specialty list. The shotgun's a great piece and comes with a pretty sick secondary fire mode. Another piece with a solid damage output due to its basic slug round. You'll find yourself scrambling for distance though with this one. Up close, this thing rocks the competition, but if you're trying to get the jump on these Nurgle beasties at a distance, you're gonna be disappointed. Secondary fire mode loads a single birdshot round into the chamber. This thing will absolutely rock a mob as they bum rush you, but be warned, it is just one single spread opportunity. All consecutive rounds fired after that specialty reload will be back to the slug round. All right, coming in at number 3 on this specialty list is the bolt gun. Unlocked around level 20. Let's be honest, this is as close to being the meta if there is a meta. I don't necessarily pay attention to meta builds. I just like to play the game how I like to play, but the bolt gun is absolutely glorious. Chambered in 75 caliber, this thing rips through enemies, and I mean rips. You will cut your opponents in half. If a veteran on your team is carrying this piece, you shouldn't have to worry about elites. From the hip, under the veteran's control, this puppy fires fully automatic. Down the iron sights, you've got a single shot option as well. However, the bolt gun does not deal with crowd control. With only 15 to 20 rounds per magazine and the speed that it fires with the flood of enemies, this weapon is going to leave you in the dirt, trampled by poxwalkers, wishing you picked a different gun with quicker reload speeds. Unfortunately, every weapon has to have a balance. The balance to the bolt gun is that this sucker probably takes 5 to 6 seconds to reload on a good day. Coming in at number 4 on this list is the plasma gun. This is one of the last pieces you get during your endgame trust leveling. The plasma gun is a piece that we're pretty divided on. Apple v Android, Mac v PC, Dark Angels versus Ultramarines. There has been no greater, more controversial piece of weaponry in the whole game. The plasma gun hits like a truck. From the hip, you can rattle off several shots. Each shot exponentially increases the heat exposure of the weapon. Aiming down sights offers the user a charged shot option. You can charge this puppy up to 100%. The plasma gun needs to vent its heat though. Please remember, if you remember anything, venting hurts you. It straight up bypasses your toughness and rips right into your health. If you don't vent in time, the weapon will blow up and you will die. I mean it. You will lose all your injuries and will become instantaneously a casualty. User, beware. My recommendation, if your weapon does require venting and you're in the position to reload, reloading vents the weapon automatically all at once. It requires no need for you to use the venting option, which is the gun's special feature. My recommendation is to reload, vent all that plasma, and you should be good to go. All right, that concludes the 3 categories, and I told you, I promised you I was going to pick my favorites, my top 3, my top 5. Honestly, I don't know if I can do that, but I'll tell you what I can do. I can go ahead and pull in my top 3 favorites from each category. I'm talking 1 per category, not 3 favorites in each category, all right? So let's break it down. We have the energy-based weapons. I'm going to say my favorite is the Recon Lasgun. That thing really just speaks to me. I love its bullpup design. The thing looks like a FAMAS assault rifle. I absolutely love that rifle, okay? I love the Recon Lasgun. The amount of ammo I'm able to put down range, and even on the harder difficulties, that thing keeps up, okay? Please don't discount the Recon Lasgun. A lot of people really hate it. They think it fires too quickly. They don't think the damage is enough. I'm telling you, that hasn't been my experience, but please get it, jump into it, form your own opinion. This is all an opinion-based video. Ballistic rifles, the auto guns. Guess what we're going with? If you guessed the Vrax Headhunter, you're right. 19 round magazine, small magazine, but honestly, I tell you, that rifle has some tremendous sentimentality for me. The one that I have, I will probably keep forever and never upgrade because that thing carried me through about 6 levels. Like I said, I absolutely love that rifle. I will be looking at making sure I get a better one down the road here, but honestly, Vrax Headhunter, that's my pick for the auto guns. Now, specialty weapons. This is a pretty complicated category. We've got 2 ballistics, we've got 3 ballistic weapons. We got a plasma gun, we got a bolt gun, shotgun, revolver. What are we picking? We're picking the bolt gun. We're picking the bolt gun just because everyone aspires to be an Astartes, and the bolt gun really does do a great job. That thing is an elite enemy killer, a boss killer. Slow reload, yes, but you take your wins where you get them, and you take that balance where you get it as well. Everybody, I really appreciate you joining me on this today. We've gone through the 3 categories of weapons that you'll experience and see as a veteran. Please jump in, make your own decisions, drop a comment down below. Let me know if you think I'm right or wrong on my picks. Let me know if you think I'm right or wrong on my top picks as well. And rejects, stay safe out there, all right? Nick, out.